on Phils, but welcome to the English desk. It's the last match, the star match of our triple header once again. And we're breaking right into it. I love to see the Bane, man. I know. Shout out to Leo.
Woo!
He's probably loving it too if he's watching. But also you have Chakno on the Gatakacha. You have a whole lot happening here. And now, Ingon, tell me what you think. Is this enough? Is this enough for FCAP with the lineup that they have? Look at the pressure they're already putting on Andoryu.
I have to revert back to what Renmar and Rockhart has been saying. It's going to depend on the first 3 minutes, especially for Kyle TZ. The last game of Falcons AP BREN was up against RSG Philippines. Kyle TZ also used the Fanny, but we've seen a lot of almost kills from Kyle TZ. They won the game, but it ended up with Kyle having a KD of 1-something-4. That was it. So this time, Kyle TZ needs to make sure to secure those kills. Because I do agree once again with the panel, their lineup just really outclassed the lineup of the Bees.
It has, you know, the index is usually there for a reason to see that breakdown on how the game could go. And, you know, I got to reference back to the whole Infinite Keys to Victory, too, for Smart Omega specifically. You know, this is always, if you've been a long-standing fan of Smart Omega, you know that they, you know, they run on Omega timers, like we like to say, you know. Going back to it again, guys, we're just a minute and a half in. We talked about the lineups. Panelists did it too. You saw the, oh, hold on.
Kyle TZ going right after the first blood kill, but Andoryu is going to pick it up.
That's some
Not
damage.
a good start for Fanny.
That's an early, and that's a first blood for Andoryu, you know? So that's what I was saying, man. You take those Omega timers and you just throw it out the window right now because even with an early kill on a Bane,
yeah,
that's really going to help scale Andoryu up and play into even this first objective. So if they get the turtle after this, after he gets his purple, it'll be interesting to see how they play their part because, you know, the answer, like you were mentioning too, for Kyle TZ, look at that. Community prediction.
61% for Smart Omega.
The Barangay.
For the Barangay, well, to be fair, they did beat Falcons AP BREN during week 2 or week 1 for the season, so I'm not surprised. And if I know Leo's celebrating right now. Andoryu with the first blood kill with the Bane. He's saying, "Oh, that doesn't look good at all for Falcons AP BREN."
He's thinking of a sound effect for the Bane.
Oh, here comes a raging sandstorm, and Kyle TZ goes right after Ukir as Ukir secures the turtle. Here comes the counterattack coming in from Falcons AP BREN. Gonna catch Kyle TZ, but here comes the Netherrealm as well. Kyle TZ manages to escape. No casualties, but Ukir secures the turtle.
Wow, so in that whole exchange, a whole lot of nothing in terms of the team fight. No one goes down, but the objective secured for Smart Omega. And, you know, again, this is the power of just having a Faramis on your team and your composition. Netherrealm really helps. You can extend the team fight here, and really Smart Omega's lineup is not going to have, you know, that much damage this early on.
Oh.
But interesting first item pickup, too. Sky Piercer right off the bat for Andoryu.
You know, he can afford to get the Sky Piercer, but Kyle TZ works on 3, forcing out the deadly catch. Again, Bane is a burst-type hero, so Sky Piercer is really good for you. If you check the content of Bentix and Demon Kite, the reason why Sky Piercer isn't picked up that much because of the jungle prowess of the assassins. They are scaling, like the Lynx, like the Hayabus, etc. They wouldn't prefer going for the Sky Piercers because they're scaling heroes. So as much as possible, they just resort to different items instead. But Andoryu still picks up the Sky Piercer.
Well, part of it, too, is just, again, he's got a lead that he can work with. And if you get to a point where you're just, you know, you're popping off on a Bane of all heroes. Oh, good answer, good response, good reaction. That's part of it. And that's the pace he can set. And I like it because, really, you're just fighting around the objectives. You know that Kyle TZ has to get into a certain, you know, area of range even when he tries to contest the turtles and later on the lords here. So having a Bane, having a Deadliest catch to follow through off of a, you know, a setup from Chaknu, or whether it be Ryota if he gets the flicker combination in that we see Edis do so often.
Whoa.
That's so devastating. Whoa.
Ogwen gets pinned down by 4 members. And that's what you were saying, Naisu. Just merely the fact that Omega can just burst down literally anyone. In that case, that was the roamer of Falcons AP BREN. And prior to that clash, we saw a glimpse of Few using the Shadow Stampede, pulling Ryota, and they can actually turn things around with one Earth Shatter coming in from Ryota. So even if you're Few, even if you have the Faramis, you can't just pull anyone at this point.
So they're going to get in the zone here. Turtle for the taking, second one of the game. Andoru holding it together. Kyle Teasy joins the fight.
Okay, Ryota trying to zone out Flap Teasy here. XP versus XP. Kyle Teasy goes in, but Andoru gets the turtle. Spirit of Destruction is not going to connect. Oh, it did. And Jome is here. No casualties for Falcons AP BREN, but Omega just continuing to dominate the early game by securing another turtle.
So far, so good for Smart Omega. Very clean execution on a lot of the takes and even the zoning potential against FCAP, who usually is the team to be able to do that. You know, they are the ones that has this macro game just mastered up to this point. But right now, they're just trying to stop the bleeding from just Smart Omega finding a lot of moments here across the map even.
Even Chaknu. Look at how deep Chaknu is in the jungle of Falcons AP BREN. Again, this is the concern that Rockart has. The contestation for the purple buff of Kyle Teasy, and at this point, it's 3 members of Omega not even afraid. Who's going to get the purple buff? It is going to go to Andoru. He did use the Retribution, and that's a huge problem for the one above all, Kyle Teasy.
Yeah, see, that's such a good thing, though, the Bane, because once that, once Kyle Teasy tries to go forward with the cables, like, you just drop a Deadliest Catch, and it's enough to kind of stop him from going forward for the meantime, but Kyle Teasy will continue to farm up, just picks up the Malefic Roar. There's pressure on both sides of the map happening. You know, FCAP is, again, playing around the macro style because they just can't seem to find a team fight. You can see the Blade of Hepsi's already, too, alongside the Endless Battle for Super Marco. So at some point, both gold laners are just going to show up to the fight, locked and loaded, essentially, and then it's going to come down to positioning. And that's always something, even for Big J, like Jome has done that time and time again, especially on this hero. Does pick up the golden staff here, so, and he's in a position now when he just joins the fight, he should be able to go ahead and provide enough damage for the lineup that's already, just with the Bane alone, is actually able to burst down.
Yeah, it's also a good sign for Jome that his first Spear of Destruction did connect, but Kyle Teasy gets pinned down by Spear of Misery. One Cutthroat can finish the job, but he's gonna Spear of Destruction connects! Big Jome!
Big Jome!
Make big things happen! Takes down Kyle Teasy!
Oh my!
Not even done yet. Raging Sandstorm coming in from Flap Teasy. Here comes the Primal Wrath from Ryota. Few with the Nether Realm trying to zone out the members of Falcons AP BREN as Omega. A clean sweep for all 3 turtles. Wow! Wow, oh wow. Jome. Man, crucial Spear of Misery as Omega tries to work on the middle lane turret. Here comes the counterattack, and looking at the instant replay. Look at, before that, okay, Spear of Misery did connect. That's why he was able to make Kyle Teasy's health go low, but the P the Resistance, the Spear of Destruction connecting onto Kyle Teasy, cast it again to bring down the one above all, and that was a heads-up big play for Big Joe.
Great play there. And, just right now, Smart Omega pretty much taking everything from FCAP at this point. And that's why, in the early minutes of the game, I was like, just take those Omega timers and throw them out of the window. That's exactly what they seem to do. Couple shots here on Chaknu, but he's tanky enough to just take it as they march in with the minions.
Oh, AOG plus Earth Shatter from Chaknu and Ryota. Few goes down, but with the passive, he's still alive, and here comes Ogwin. Kyle Teasy just waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike, though. But even if Falcons AP BREN managed to catch someone with the I'm Offended play or the Shadow Stampede, can they actually burst down any members of Omega? Because even Ukir still has the black shoes. I haven't seen them being popped yet. So at this point, who's your main target? Is it going to be Jome and Doryu? Even Jome goes in late entry, so honestly at this point, but wait a minute, here comes the counterattack from Omega as they bring down Flap Teasy. Very easy kill there as they work on the middle lane turret. Once again, they're going to bring it down. So far, so good. 4.1k. We've been saying Omega timers, 18 minutes. Don't make it reach that point. I think Omega's the one not going to reach the Omega timers.
At this point, they're fine. Oh, Few
has to cast the Nether Realm just to make sure to avoid the potential death as Ukir also pops his black shoes. In 7 seconds, we might see a very, very huge clash. Another pull coming in from Ogwin. Here goes AOG onto the back line. 2 members will fall down. Still no deaths for Omega. Kyle Teasy again suffers the brunt of the damage of the barangay.
Just it doesn't look like there's any window at all for FCAP. I mean, you asked the question. I just think they don't have a target that they can actually go for from Smart Omega, and they're falling further behind too. And with that, again, Super Marco, he hasn't been able, he hasn't gone down, he hasn't gotten any kills, but he's got the items that he needs. I just feel like part of it is the fact that you have usually Chaknu or Ukir in the front side of things, and you're not going to kill either of them because, like you mentioned, Black Shoes is there. So Flap, trying to get some vision here for the team, Few as well, but they're going to have to buckle in for this first Lord push.
Yeah. In terms of 5v5 clashes, Chakno also has the Revitalize, very handy when it comes to the skirmishes that Omega is forcing onto Falcons AP BREN. They all still have their Holy Shields for 3 inhibitor turrets, but this might change with the lead established by the Barangay. They have a Lord. We can wait for the setup coming in from Ryota or Chakno, or will Falcons AP BREN manage to counterattack?
There's a Lord. Shields are still up for now. Ryota
Goes in with the Earth Shatter, but Flap answers right back with a Raging Sasser. Few has to cast that Nether Realm. Finally a kill onto Ryota, but Ogwen goes down as well. Flap TZ, the Crab Claw Cannon from Andor is just too much. Kyle TZ working on it, but Omega will take game 1 away. Just like that. No Barangay.